Good morning. Welcome back to the channel for another episode. This morning we're still out in Putnam County, Indiana, along Big Walnut Creek. This is I think one of my last videos I talked about there was another bridge out this way that I hadn't seen. This happens to be it here behind me. This is Pine Bluff Covered Bridge, built in 1915, and for some reason the builder is unknown. The bridge itself is 211 feet long. Spans Big Walnut Creek, as you see, and it's still in use. You can still drive across it. I just did, as a matter of fact. We're out here today for two reasons. One, I'm videoing this on my RP with my new Canon RF 24-105 f4. First time I've used it, first time I've done anything with it. I really don't have a lot of opinions at this point. I just literally just put it on the camera. Thought I'd come out here and try it and give you an opportunity to see what it's like using the lens for the first time. So right now we're videoing with it. We're going to take some images of the bridge on the R5, give you a chance to see it. The other thing we're going to do this morning is try something that I've never done before. I always try to expose my images basically, either a little underexposed or right on perfect exposure, but there's a lot of videos I've been watching here lately about exposed to the right. So I thought I would come out here and try a little bit of that. Maybe explain that, show you that. Don't know if anything will turn out, but I thought I'd give it a shot. So stay tuned here. I'm going to look around, try to figure out exactly what kind of composition I want, but I'll get it all set up and we'll get into it. So hold on. Talk to you here in a couple minutes. Alright, so we've lined up our shot here. Turn around here so you can kind of see. Alright, we're kind of in the road, but best we can do for right now. Alright, so how do I test a new lens? Truth is, I don't really treat it any different than any other lens. I treat it like I've owned it forever. I come out, I use the same settings, and I try to just do what I normally do, and then when I get home I'll evaluate whether or not I think it turned out pretty well. This is an RF piece of glass, so it's set up exactly like all the others. It's really no different other than it's f4 versus the 2.8s that I have in my 15-35 and my 70-200. It has focus ring. It's got the ring you can program up here to change your change a lot of different things. It's flexible. Right now I have it set up to change my ISO. All right, and you got your zoom ring, you got your focus ring. You got your controls, here on the side. It's really no different. So the real question is it, sharp or not? It seems to be just fine from what I can tell this morning. Obviously you saw the video I did earlier, and we'll see some images here at the end. And then somewhere down the line, once I've used it a few times, maybe I'll share some real, more detailed impressions of it. But it's not, it's the first time I've touched it. I bought it from Robert's Camera here in Indianapolis. It was an open box, part of a kit that they basically sold the lens and kept the body. So I think it was an RP, if I remember, or excuse me, an R. It was a Canon R that it came out of. But so I saved a couple $100, doing it that way, but still get the same warranty and everything. So if you're ever looking for some camera equipment, don't be afraid to give the people at Robert's a call or look them up on the internet. They're truly a great camera store. All right, so now take a look here what we got set up. You can see it here. All right, basically I am trying to take an image of the bridge here. There's not a lot this time of year. Again, there's nothing really alive. Everything's really pretty much brown. The sun's coming up behind me. The creek runs through here. Just trying to capture the image. And what I'm doing at this point is I'm trying, again, overexpose or shoot to the right. And what I've been doing here with a couple of these images is anywhere from a third of a stop, all right, from a third of a stop overexposed to a full stop. All right, just trying to take a look and see what we're doing. So in this particular case, the image you're looking at right here on the back of my camera, I'm one stop overexposed. All right, shooting at f11, ISO 100. Now, again, hard to tell in the back of a camera. That's what we're getting. You can see that there's the trees around it, a lot of the white bark, which really makes it nice. And again, You come here in the fall, this has got to be a fantastic spot with fall color. I got to try to get back here. I got to get out more in the fall, maybe stay closer to home instead of, heading off into the Smokies or something like that like I normally do, because there are just some tremendous spots here along Big Walnut Creek where the color is incredible, or it should be incredible, based on what I see here. So, but again, normal exposure, that was, shooting at a full stop. Now we're going to bring it down to like I would normally shoot, which is, like, if you look at the graph here, you can see we're more to the left, all right? And you can see we're perfectly on the exposure. So we'll take this shot, you can see it, all right? And then we'll pull it up, you can see it looks a lot different. Now, the reason why I'm reading things where people are saying exposed to the right is with the dynamic range and everything we have in the cameras today, you have the ability to obviously do a lot of different things. So one of the things about exposing to the right is it allows you to pull a little bit more detail out of the shadow. So instead of lightening things up, you'll be darkening it up a little bit, but there'll be more detail in the shadows than you had before. Don't know if that's true or not. Like I said, I've never done it before, but if it is true, that's certainly a benefit. All right, so let's go back here. We're gonna move this up, go back to one. Let's go to 2/3 of a stop here. All right, so if you look at if you look here at the graph, you can see where it's more flattened out. Now, I personally am a little uncomfortable going much beyond. All right, one, see how everything moves to the right? And see if you come down, how it moves left. All right, if you go too far, to the right, you're going to end up just blowing things out. So I'm not exactly sure yet where I want to go, and I didn't set the camera this morning to, highlight some of that. So I'm kind of playing around and learning as I go. All right, now, for you, I'd suggest the same thing, kind of what I'm doing here. I read a little bit. I saw a couple of videos online. You know what, I'm going to go out and just try that. Experiment, play around. The best way to get better at what you do is just learn from trying it. Okay, you may screw it up. You may end up, with an image you don't like. You may end up with, something that looks horrible, but so what? You got to experience these things and try different things if you're going to end up with, a good image down the road that might be better than you ever could have created before. You've got to experiment. Get off of automatic. Get off of the program mode. Get into, try to use manuals. And it's okay to use aperture priority and shutter priority, but get away from just the standard point and shoot and take a picture. Yeah, you can get a good image doing that, but you're not going to get great images, and they're not creative. They're not created by you using the different settings and doing different things, all right, to make it happen. I highly encourage you to just get out there and try different settings with whatever you have. All right, get out of program or auto mode and get into one of the other modes. I highly encourage you to get into manual mode. The worst thing you could do is mess up. It's digital, okay? You can just erase the image. It's not like you're gonna, end up with something you can't get rid of. So go out and learn. All right, I'm gonna end the video here. Thanks for coming along. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, especially, this exposed to the right, or even some comments on the RF 24 to 105 f4. Throw them in, throw in below, and I'd love to see what other people think of that lens, or this lens, I should say, and what other people think of exposed to the right, how you do it, if you're doing it at all, or if it's something you think you should try. Again, I don't know if it's the right thing or the wrong thing, but I've seen enough to where I know I want to go out and give it a shot and see what turns out. I'll throw in a couple of these images here at the end, all right, so you can see what I turned out with it. Again, I have no idea what we're going to get, but we're going to certainly take a look and see here when I get home and get a chance to work through these images this week. All right, so again, remember, like, comment, subscribe, bring more people to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when another one of these things is out. Beyond that, remember, as always, just to get outside and enjoy life. Thanks for your time, everybody. Thanks for coming along. Appreciate it very much.